Hey! Bro! This is Jesse the Body Ventura.
It is Vince Russo.
Oh! Hey, Nanny Nanny. Hey, Nanny Nanny. I'm a gentleman. I don't want to get any of this heat. Oh my God, guys. You got a lot of thoughts going on in the mind.
The Workers Club. I love the name.
Workers Club 147, Gus, Larry, Wilson. I didn't have time to look at any news or anything like that, so didn't do it. Oh, Jesse Ventura was in the news since we last recorded, I'm pretty sure, right?
Oh, fuck yeah, he was.
There you go. That's all.
I was the mayor of Brooklyn Park. I'm very proud.
Might have to be governor again. Hey, credit to him. I had just watched that clip last week, which must have been taped because he had no beard, of him going over his famous matches. And he sounded so tired and desiccated. Like he had no moisture in him. He just looked terrible.
Yeah.
Well, seeing the young people of Minnesota mobilize.
It fired him up.
Yeah, he went to his old stomping grounds just to congratulate them.
Well, they the school fended off ice or something, right? Isn't that what happened?
They were there for dismissal, and some teachers got picked up, our staff.
We beat Dave Winfield in the '68 state finals.
I liked it because he wants to cut a promo, he wants to talk, right? And then they're kind of asking questions, and there's a pause. And he goes I think it was the woman, right? He goes, do you want to know? Come, let me continue. Do you want to know what I think?
We do, Jesse, all the time. Please don't ever stop.
And then Mick Foley, put out things that I stand with Jesse.
Don't piggyback, Mick.
He's piggybacking.
That's how you cut a promo. Yours is just sad. Jesse's is fired up.
Yeah, well, Jesse got a big Saturday Night Main Event paycheck and then went out there, but he's probably still gonna. I don't think he correlates. I don't think he's putting them together. Is there anybody else? I'm running through it. Sean Oliver, no. Steve Kieran, no. Tim Hornbaker's never. Larry Nelson, you just get obituaries from across the country of other Larry Nelsons that die. That's all I ever get every week, Larry Nelson obituaries.
I mean, no real Russo news this week, right?
It's just the same old with him.
Well, Rob Van Dam says JCW's about to blow up.
Who just canceled a whole string of shows and canceled like 90% of their tour.
So what's going on there? How are they going to keep going?
See, I thought you had told me Denver was canceled, but that's not canceled.
No, so Denver, I'm unfortunately still on the hook.
Okay, that's great.
Denver's still on in Albuquerque, and then they canceled, I think, probably like 10 to 12 other dates.
Listen, stop at the store and buy a vape, okay?
Okay.
Toss it to Ring Rat and see if it gets you an in.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I would do.
You think she's a vape? You think she's a vape girl?
Oh, she was hitting it nonstop in that Russo interview.
Yeah, oh yeah. It's her lifeline.
Was it nicotine or was it weed pen?
It was weed.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Please, I'm not gonna have one on my person and probably a backup. So we're fine.
You buy a big old one. You write your number on it.
There you go.
Maybe a little message on the other end of it. See after the show.
Oh, I forgot. Didn't she say she was from Ohio? I meant to look that up, and then I forgot.
She is from Ohio, I believe, yeah.
What's her name again? Oh, yeah, I got it. Okay, go ahead.
No, just was hoping that Gus maybe enters into a relationship with Ring Rat. We get her on the show.
Oh, Cincinnati.
Maybe she becomes part of it.
That's Kentucky.
Listen, we all know Hollywood's number one in my heart, so... I've got priorities for this show.
You know the meme where
C-SPAN is number one.
You know the meme where the guy's looking at the other gal, he's walking away.
Yes.
I pictured Gus with ring wrap, but he's looking at Holly Hood. She's like, "Oh, I got a vape right." You're like, "Hold on," you grab the vape. Actually, it's for her. Hold on, Holly. Holly, come here.
It's gonna be Beastman walking away.
Yeah. with a glass tube in his hand. You're like, "Oh shit, I got a yeah, fuck yeah."
I had Matilda watch the Beastman light tube video. She wasn't quite as impressed, but
No, I got the same reaction.
yeah.
I didn't even bring it up with
Women,
my wife.
men are from Mars. Women are from Venus.
Like, don't you see how awesome this guy is? I'm just like, oh, not really.
Men are for Beastman and glass tubes. Women, no.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't get it.
Well, I'm excited about this next part. If we can get through all of it, Vince Russo gets incredibly horny, and we get a Sable redux. It's great. Don't know who this book still is for. Don't know why you would write it. We'll get into it. So I don't believe that Vince Russo fans that that they pay for the super chats. Those fans. They haven't read his books, right? There's no way. What was that?
Sorry, yeah, I was opening the book. It always freezes me. I was going to say, what were we talking about? But him publishing this book was the highlight of his life, I thought he said.
Yeah, in the second book.
Yeah.
That's also he's really off the chain in this book. Like the second book, he's incredibly mild now in comparison. He kind of just has the what is it, bitch slap, and his wife is leaving him, and it's more about, what is that even book about? Just him being depressed about WCW and like kind of like dog man. Like it's more rambly, I think. It's getting like that as we get more into the book. He gets on more tangents. That other book is a lot of tangents and nothing really. CD Warehouse, Dog Man.
Because that book starts in 99. So that means this one only goes up to 99, which means we're going to have a lot of fucking rambling in the second half.
Maybe that's why he starts picking it up of like, there's not all, maybe somebody said, not all your chapters can be 2 pages. There's got to be some meat. So we left off.
Like, if you're going to write an autobiography, don't you fucking put an outline together?
Not this guy, no.
I'm well aware he has
of your, well, also, if you're worth your salt, you get somebody like Michael Ian Douglas interviewing you, and he's putting together the highs and the lows and what were the big moments. He knows, he's a fan. But Vince Russo, nobody's walking up. Jeff Lane isn't going up to Vince Russo and going, let me plot out your life.
Who's Michael Ian Douglas?
God damn it, I did it again, didn't I? God damn it.
Ian Douglas.
God damn it. That's not on purpose. I don't know why I want to put Michael in there so bad. Ian Douglas. I gotta. Now I'm
worried. Somebody, right?
When I went back,
you brought up Michael Douglas last week being interviewed for Raw Magazine.
He's always on my mind.
So I thought you were still doing a bit.
No,
Michael Ian Douglas.
God damn it, Gus caught it. That's just it. Michael, look, it's just tied in my mind together forever. Ian. Michael Douglas.
Oh my god, that was ever cool to us.
One of the people keeps consistently calling him the wrong name, Michael Ian Douglas. He, right in. I think once we're back on Twitter. Does he follow us back again?
I'll find him. Yeah.
Be like, do you still really listen to the show or no? It's okay if I'm just. So, we last left off. Vince was Bill Watts. He was working with Bill Watts, and the chapter 34, Cowboy Scout. So let's see. Oh, he brings up that Bill Watts, and he says, "Hey, I'm going to bring you in on the booking." He didn't pass it by the old makeup monster. Remember the human face, human resources. He calls her the makeup monster.
Who I'd assume is Lisa Wolf.
Yeah. So she's mad at Watts for changing his job title and not passing it by her. So then he talks. Here's a story. They're at Pat Patterson's house when the O.J. Simpson not guilty verdict comes in.
Oh, the riots.
Oh no.
Rodney King, we got to move. Got to do the make rake.
Digest this.
You think they planted the gimmick?
Mark Fullman.
I
knew it was the Cubs. I knew it was the Cubs.
Vince Russo says, digest this. After the verdict, Bruce Pritchard tells Vince Russo that Vince McMahon wants to bring OJ in.
That would have been so good.
And Russo has all these great little dumb sentences. I don't even underline half of them half the time, but let's play Time Machine for a second, shall we? So he writes like he talks. It's insane. I mean, he really does have voice in all of his writing. You can hear how stupid he is. So he goes, do you remember that nobody liked OJ? So, yes. So he goes, you know who should have been on our TV? Ron Goldman.
Oh, boy.
Well, not Ron Gold. Sorry, Ron Goldman's father.
Fred.
Yeah. Ron Goldman's father.
Fred did cut a hell of a promo. There was like this like courthouse speech, or maybe it was when he was suing OJ, and he cut like a scathing 3-minute promo that I remember our local like sports guy would always play, but it was fired up.
Well,
granted, he's talking about his son being murdered, so I don't know if he's going to turn it into wrestling fodder. But
Fred Goldman turning to his wife and says, Vince McMahon just offered me $1 million to cut a promo on Monday Night Raw. Fred Goldman. Well, Vince Russo agrees. He was on TV every day, just breaking your heart. Yeah, and here it is. Juice was being offered $1 million. I hope Brett never reads this stuff and is like, but they couldn't pay me. Okay.
Listen, OJ on pay-per-view would have outsold every WrestleMania prior to mine.
That would have been crazy. And for what? To get him out there? I guess, he says he wanted him to be the Piper role. And it was going to be Juice and Goldust.
No, I see. You can't do that because Goldust is a heel, dude. You're a fucking idiot. Why are you a fucking idiot? Why are you so fucking stupid?
Plus, wasn't that supposed to be Razor Goldust? So that doesn't really fit the timeline.
Well, there was a backlot brawl with Piper and Goldust, and Piper was the face.
Yeah, but it was supposed to be Razor Goldust.
Correct. Yeah, Razor was the plan, and then Razor bounced out.
Yeah.
And then they pivoted to Piper because Piper was doing this weird commissioner thing, but Piper bounced right after Mania anyways.
Yeah.
Yep.
Here's why I'm thinking that was the idea. Well, one, they ended up doing the Bronco thing. But two, Vince Russo says, here's my tweak to the idea. Replace Piper with Ron Goldman's father. And he's already doing this thing of it shouldn't be OJ. We should bring in Ron Goldman.
Now you do Ahmed versus OJ. Ahmed goes over.
Yeah. Vince Russo wants it Ron Goldman versus OJ, and Ron Goldman gets to pick the weapon of his choice. So he wants Ron Goldman to murder OJ. Vince Russo informs us, I enjoy evaluating people. He wrote that.
And also, judgy bitch.
Quote, I'm a very good judge of character. So both books are just like, was I wrong about that guy? And did he betray me to the ultimate level? Yes, he did. All of his relationships are burned bridges. But he's a good judge of character.
I mean, I don't know.
He must feel like maybe he's not. Or everyone else has good character. He thinks that Bill Watts was fired because Bruce Pritchard was intimidated by Watts. Once again, Bruce Pritchard. He's
I don't get it.
He's a worm, according to Vince Russo. No offense.
You can't have more than 4 matches on a card because you won't remember them.
The amount of stuff he used to get about like not wanting to talk poorly about Paul Levesque, it all worked out. He got the job back. He's in there. So Bill Watts says, "Vince, I'm done." And this is how Bill Watts said he knew he was done too, Vince Russo. "Nobody's called me back all day. Not Bruce, not Pat, not Vince. The three are nowhere to be found. I know how this works. I'm done." And Vince Russo takes that in stride and goes, "I have to be smarter than that." So, moving on to the next chapter. "The cake is iced. Get me out of here." Rock bottom. When you hit it, you know it. And he's talking about the WWE product, or WWF at that time product. And he thinks that the product is so bad. And he's not writing yet. He's just working at the magazine and kind of like helping out. He says that the product got so bad that he had to do what he had to do and call Kevin Nash and ask for a job at WCW. How did he know some of these ideas were going to be bad? And how did he, he was going into the woman that was the costume department, going into her office and quote, who he doesn't also remember her name, quote, rummaging through her office when she wasn't there was a great way for me to keep up on the future creative ideas.
Great.
It's like, Vince, you're going into a woman's office when she's not there to look at her drawings of concept art.
He's a weirdo.
So then he's like, "That's how I found out about the Who, Jim Anvil Neidhart under a mask."
Yeah, no wonder HR loves him.
You can't be in another person's office when they're not there. Why? Who made that rule, bro? So he says Vince had little to no control of his locker room. He's talking about the clique, that he was watching wrestlers run all over Vince. He says that he never enjoyed working with Scott Hall. Scott Hall was always difficult. Some people would say that, oh, he's just joking around, that's just him. But he said, no, it was always a chore, and that the guy just liked to make my job harder. And that's because Scott Hall did that across the board, but come on. Vince Russo telling you his story ideas or something like that.
Yeah.
It was all the time, he says. And then he does this thing of, as a good judge of character, I believe inside he has a heart of gold. No offense, etc. Kevin Nash, he says that he is one of the great manipulators he'd ever seen. This is what I wrote. Kevin Nash has such a rep in wrestling for just being slightly smarter than most wrestlers. Mm-hmm. He's a genius to a lot of these people. Just for being like having a somewhat.
You've brought up this point before.
Oh, I have?
No, I'm not saying in a bad way, but it reminds me of what you say about Daniel Bryan. Thinks Kane is a genius because he read a book.
Yes. Kevin Nash watches Citizen Kane, and thus he's already elevated in the upper echelons of people confuse or accuse Kevin of being a politician. And Vince Russo says he's not a politician. He just uses his mind to play the game better than everybody else. Anyway, that's just another way of saying politics. Kevin can be moody, but he's a devoted father.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
And people will do anything for the almighty buck. Not Kevin.
Wow,
he just what would you hit?
Oh, nothing. Sorry.
He's just glazing Nash. He just keeps going. I'm guess is this lineup with like TNA? Is Kevin Nash over in TNA? Is he just getting his ducks in a row? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh boy, here we go. Chapter 36. Strap in. Here we go. This is Vince Russo fantasy booking his life. It's the phone call that could have altered history. And it starts like this. Amy posed the question to me when we were lying in bed.
I'm surprised you made it up the stairs.
Vin, are you ever going to be happy? I don't know why I'm giving her a... Right?
She's from Indiana.
Yeah. I'll do David Letterman.
Think of Mike Pence's wife.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking of David Letterman. You ever going to be happy, Paul?
That's good. I was watching Letterman and Bob Costas talk wrestling.
Oh boy.
We had this Bobby the Brain Heenan.
Bobby Heenan. Now he said he was from Beverly Hills, and that was very funny to us.
My immediate answer, so Vince Russo, he's lying in bed next to his wife. She says, are you ever going to be happy? Yeah, when I'm dead.
Cool.
Truth is, I haven't been happy for more than 2 decades. He's 41 when he's writing this, so he hasn't been happy since he got married at 21 to Amy. Okay, do we all follow?
Yeah. Nope. We direct line.
I can literally remember being happy. The last time he was happy, I can literally remember it being during my college years. Since graduation, when he married Amy, life has sucked. This whole journey has sucked. Oh, here are the high points. Kids born. Giants World Series 89. End of list. Not in there. Getting married. Just 2 things. Giants appearing in a World Series. And his kids being born. I never thought it would be this hard, this unenjoyable. It's about life. It just goes from bad to worse. When will I find peace with myself?
It's a good question.
You guys are asking it to yourselves.
I know. What's he doing these days? What's he doing?
I have, and then I did something about it. I didn't wait.
He's hanging out with Violent J right now. Wants to make it a #1 show. I don't know. Might still be scheming. Might still be wheeling wheels.
Someone
turning.
on Twitter tried to tell me the ratings were up 400%.
So Vince Russo said we couldn't figure that out.
That's...
We couldn't figure that out.
Yeah.
Stupid piece of straw. So then my theory that this was written at the same time, and he's doing the bit. All of a sudden he goes, "Don't give me your religious BS. I believe in God, but who's doing all the work? Me, not God."
Right.
So 41 years old, he's not happy. And now keep in mind, he's also working at the CD warehouse at this time, alleged, when he writes this. The grind sucks. So then Saved Russo comes in. Wow. Those last few lines. That's the whole book, the whole journey. Never mind you, the reader. Oh, well. I know Vince Russo
well, then who
doesn't
the
care.
fuck is this book for? I want you to mind me, asshole.
Yeah. Vince Russo. I'm well aware he doesn't care about the reader. It's about him reading this, sitting here with his feelings and rereading these entries from 2 short years ago. Why did I bring up God? Isn't that weird? Wow. He must have been reaching out to me. And then he goes back. Now it's back to before Save Vince. And another thing, before I get to the phone call that I'm talking about. Vic Venom. Yeah, I created him. Vic Venom and Vicious Vincent were the same thing. It's like, yeah, you. Yeah, your thing you do when you are on camera. Let's see. He says that Vic Venom or Vic and Vicious were kind of a word man who would basically say whatever was on his mind. A word man.
Word man.
A wordman. Say, is that somebody that says whatever's on their mind? A wordman?
Sure.
I've never heard that phrase.
I haven't either.
So he brings up being on Livewire. And it was Livewire hosted by Sonny and Todd Pettingale, New York DJ from WPLJ.
Pettingale?
No, Pettingale. No, Pettingale.
Okay. You said it weird.
No. No. Play it back. Pettingale, yeah.
Okay.
I'm probably lurching into the next thing, slurring my sentences together.
All that grass vodka.
Yeah. Came home early. Here's his problem with Todd. He's not a wrestling fan. Vince oscillates between thinking people that are fans are marks and losers, and then being like, I was a fan. That's why I care so much. I was a mark. Todd, not a mark, not a fan. That's no good. This time. I feel like Russo just does this anytime he maybe sees a job opportunity. He's immediately like, the guy that has that job right now sucks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's a rat.
So he goes to Vince McMahon to be like, I think a guy that's a wrestling fan should be the host, not Todd. And so when Vince McMahon hears him, he goes, well, why don't you do the show then? You be on the show if you think you're so good. Well, I've never been on television. But that doesn't matter to Vince. He's not afraid to go on. He'll go on TV. A big part of the second book was him because of the WCW stuff going, I never wanted to be on a wrestler. I never wanted to be on TV. It's like this dude, we saw the ad. This dude has been wanting to be on TV and be a character.
Mm-hmm.
This JCW is kind of a fantasy camp for him.
It is.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, him and his boy. Yeah, exactly.
Yes,
going down to Orlando and playing with the old-time Indians players, basically.
He has to rub his jaw and go, stupid bitch. It was his debut on television. No big deal. So, under the moniker Vic Venom, he's on there. And I told Todd where it was, where it is, and where it's going. And he said I could see Todd starting to sweat. It's like, oh man, this guy's shooting on me, according to Vince. And then he goes, I went on to do a couple more shows with Sonny and Todd, and then I PO'd Vince. Now, I went through the trouble of listening to Bruce Pritchard's recounting of Vince Russo on Livewire. And Bruce Pritchard's like, yeah, Vince saw a tape and was like, yeah, he sucks. Can't have him on there. He's not good. But this is why Vince Russo thinks what happened. Brett, he went on Livewire and he said, here's my prediction. Brett's going to win the Rumble. And Vince came up to him and went, how did you know? It's obvious, Vince.
I mean, this is the story I've heard, but maybe I only know it from Russo telling it.
Yeah. Bruce was just like, he saw a few of the tapings and was like, this isn't good. I don't like it. He looks bemused in that one clip where he's on there with Vince Russo and Cornette. He's kind of like...
Yeah, he likes the edginess.
It's just he's so clammy on air. He has no natural you know what I mean? It's very Russo. And has it gotten better?
He's got car insurance, or like a car salesman energy, but that's not necessarily performer energy. It's a different kind of bullshit.
There's something up keeping him from connecting to the audience. Like there's a distance there.
Yeah.
By the way, Vince Russo wonders where he got his Spaldings.
Grandpa?
Yeah, I guess. But then he says, by the way, the Royal Rumble finish after I said that was changed.
Cool.
So, back to... I wrote that. What a cool guy. Back to the phone call. He called Kevin Nash. Says he's disgusted with the product. Kevin says, I'll talk to Eric Bischoff. And he also he was like, I'm going to call Double J too. He's covering all his bases.
Peanut, come here, bud. Peanut, come here.
And he says, why was I drawn to Kevin Nash and Jeff Jarrett? They just seem so much more intelligent than everybody else. Sure. Gus, do you want a classic story?
Do I have a choice?
Road Dogg and Double J and Vince Russo went to Los Angeles during the Oscars. It was during the height of the O.J. Simpson trial. Wait, hold on. No, wait. There's two stories. This is two stories.
You gotta go outside, dude.
That was the Goldust story. Sorry. I mixed the Goldust story. Got confused. I'm sorry. That was the Goldust where he went to the Oscars and he broke the statue.
Yes. Yeah.
That was a classic story. Sorry. Double J's classic stories, because of the OJ trial, they go to OJ's house to take pictures of Double J striking his Double J pose and Road Dogg looking shocked. They found OJ's mystery suitcase behind the bushes at Rockingham.
Oh my god.
What is he writing for Leno? I mean,
I don't know. That's a classic
How old
story.
are his kids at home at this point? And he's like flying off, and he's doing this on his own accord because he's writing this dumb shit.
Yeah.
What an irresponsible father and husband.
All you have to do is apologize after being absentee, and it makes it okay.
Yeah.
Is that not right?
For some people.
He says that photo is one of his favorites they ever did, but it never made it into the magazine. Which I wrote, what would have been the point in a wrestling magazine? What are we doing? Yeah. Have you heard, as Gus said, have you heard about this?
Vince was big into that in the 90s. Remember on Raw, he would read shit right out of the New York Times. Or not the New York Times, but the New York Daily News.
One episode, it was literally like the whole episode was Jerry Lawler just reading the USA Today and like 36% of Americans.
Didn't he have Rob Bartlett calling us Bill Clinton or something like that? He was having Rob Bartlett do his voices.
Yeah.
Topical.
Yeah, he had him doing oh god damn it, what was it, the Mia Farrow and Woody Allen in a cage match he was proposing.
He's just like us.
What can Russo say about Jeff Jarrett? Well, we know in the second book, he's like, how could I have trusted that guy? And he goes weird into his family. Those kids, those poor kids without their mother. Oh, I weep for them. Well, what can you say about Jeff Jarrett right now before this breakup that's coming? I knew he was sincere from the first time I met him. He just doesn't have it in him to be a bad guy.
And I can double check this so that I'm not saying anything on a turn.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't the thing Russo said about Jarrett's wife, didn't he question her treatment in the second book? Wasn't that it about her like taking natural treatments?
Yeah, yes, I feel
I know he said
like
something like
Oh, Larry paused. He froze.
wrong.
Okay, we got it. I think that'll come out in the record. Larry's freezing. I don't know if it's me or Larry. There you go. He's back. Yeah, I do recall that he, I don't know, he was, we said during the whole thing, the whole description of his relationship with Jeff and then like how he felt about his family was like, didn't sit right. You're reading it going, this is kind of gross.
Yeah. You have a feeling Russo isn't as hyped about the friendship as Russo is.
I think Russo sells his friendship so that later when they're like a problem, he can be like, bro, I considered you my brother.
Yeah.
I don't know. Does he have loyalty to anybody? He says he has loyalty to WWF, and then he's always kind of like always moving. He's always on to the next transactional relationship.
Russo?
Yeah.
I mean, he's loyal as fuck to Vito.
Vito. He has loyalty to Vito. So he says when Jeff Jarrett hit Mae Young with a chair that was television at its best. And he says, foreshadowing. Wow, how did he have this? If there was one guy who could ever talk me back into the business again, it would be Jeff Jarrett. So Eric Bischoff finally calls him. And he says that Bischoff came across a bit arrogant, which is just a kind of a theme with Russo. He says a lot of people come off arrogant to him. Eric tells Russo, look, we're not an ATM machine. We're not just going to hand out contracts. What are you making right now? Russo's making $75,000.
In the WWF?
Yeah.
And that was in 90 what?
I think we're in, well, he says NWO, but he's not there yet. So let's say 95, right?
No. It's 96 because the guy's
96?
jumped already.
Okay,
That's
96.
Nash putting in the work.
Okay, 1 second. You said 75?
Yeah.
Give me a second.
I'm going to guess that's 140 now.
In 1996. Uh, 154.
Okay. Well, it's not about the money, Russo says. He wants a shot. He wants to prove himself.
I wonder if his travel and lodging is covered though.
Well, he moved, remember?
I mean, but he is going to shows to do interviews.
Yeah, like is it like the
pre-tapes.
talent where they have to like arrange their own travel and pay for it?
Yeah.
Because if it is, that 100.
I wouldn't think he's traveling anywhere though.
I think he's traveling from time to time.
Okay.
Yeah, he's not on.
That's what he claims. From time to time, he's showing up at things, but mostly he's in Sanford.
His booking happens at the Towers, and he lives in Connecticut, so I don't think he's. That's why he's inventing these reasons to go to LA to shoot at OJ's house.
Eric says, "I'll call you back." Well, he never did.
What the fuck would Bischoff do with him?
Let's see.
I don't even know what kind of job he wants. He wants to be a writer there?
I guess. Well, now Vince Russo feels dirty. He betrayed the McMahons. Felt guilty.
Uh-oh.
Quote, here I was again, Spaldings in my hand. The amount of Spaldings in this book.
I don't think I've ever said I've had my balls in my hand.
Yeah.
Like as
I told someone they've got caught like pulling their putt if they're like, No, I've never sat there like, with my balls in my hand.
Why am I just cupping?
There was a book when I was a kid called Space Brat. You ever heard of Space Brat? And he had a pet alien, the Space Brat, who was an alien. He had a pet creature that was like a dog. And that creature's name was a Pudnooby. And my father would always say, stop pulling on your Pudnooby.
Okay.
It's all about taking chances, covering your bases, and that's right, covering your bases and scheming. He says it's all about taking chances. It's all about covering your bases, scheming. He thinks. He thinks that if he doesn't just go to the McMahons and go, I got to save this company with my ideas, the company's going to crash and burn. That's where it's headed right now. It's going down.
Yeah.
But then he does the Vince. This is very so telling. This is why we do, or at least I do this. He writes in the book, he goes, so all this is on the line. It's very important to him. He's already called WCW. He doesn't know what to do. Quote, I hid under the covers a bit, so I set up a meeting with Linda. Again, he's doing that thing where he's like...
Yeah, the Linda end around.
I was scared to death. Linda would be a little easier than Vince. Well, then 5 minutes into their meeting, Vince walks in. So then he's like... and he then Save Vince comes in and goes, wow, must have been God. How convenient that Vince McMahon came into that meeting. And it was like a meeting that you called with his wife to talk about the direction of the company. Wow, can't believe Vince was in the building and walked in on that. Must have been God. And, so is it going to continue with his story about Vince? No. Why did they fuck up the Springer show? Because of outside pressure. Now they're staging fights. What is this, wrestling?
He doesn't know that it was always fake?
No, it was real and then it was fake. You guys didn't have that moment where you were like, oh my God, the Springer show is fake now. I can't watch this.
No, not. I never thought about it.
Shame.
I mean, it definitely got, like, if you compare it from, like, 95, 96 to, like, 2003, there are a lot... There used to be a veneer of almost, like, tackling social issues and, like, at least even if it was, a facade... there was still a conversation it was trying to facilitate, where towards those later years, it was just full on, like, just brain rot.
Spot monkeys.
Yeah, exactly.
Nothing but the high.
Right, they used to know how to work a hold, and then you got Javon Evans jumping 40 feet in the air, and no one's buying a ticket.
Shame on them.
Why
Fuck
did he
them.
get a job as a writer on the Springer show? He would have fucking loved it.
Because he thinks it's real. It didn't enter his mind.
But after, like, seriously, like, if he would have gotten they probably paid not that much different, right? Could have moved the family to Chicago. Could have. No. Maybe would have had a better time. Like, why didn't you go into reality TV? He's such a dummy. Dummy, dumb.
He did really want it. He wanted it to be reality TV. He does reference that a couple times. He wants it to be reality TV.
Yeah.
That he writes. Well, fuck them and fuck Jerry Springer for caving.
It's psychotic.
Save Vince comes in. Wow, 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 and wow again. I read that and I want to vomit. I feel like Sonny. He's going, that's not me now. That's not me. I used to love the Springer Show.
Oh! Hey.
This is a depraved human.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, why hasn't his taste evolved?
He goes,
it's like he's frozen and just like, and I don't know.
Frozen in a loop like of saying he's not into this thing, but he is into this thing, but he's not. It's always circumstantial. It's whatever. That's what's wormy and kind of off-putting about him. It's everything is a circumstantial interaction where it's like, I just want you to not like me. So what do I gotta say? You guys don't like the Attitude Era stuff now? Oh, I'm born again. Oh, JCW, it's the Attitude Era again. We've all forgotten this born again stuff, right? It's all. That's why when we were talking about the interview, it was like, well, what are we gonna get out of this guy? There's nothing there.
I know. Yeah, no, you're right. No, but it just seems like none of his tastes. He's frozen in 1998.
And then his tastes from 1998 are frozen from when he was a child and he was watching All in the Family. Sure. So it's even like dorkier and worse.
But he still thinks those trends are popular now.
Yeah, he's kind of a goofy guy that's like, why can't TV be like that thing from when I was a kid, but also with tits? And it's like, ugh, no thank you.
Like, I don't know why he would think Jasmine St. Clair doesn't work these days. Like that character of, getting spanked and the bitch getting hers.
He gets into that in this section about like what his booking philosophy, and it's like, well, how does that apply now? Because it's all about what the fans want. It's like, the fans want Jasmine St. Clair to be spanked? Don't think so. And he just wants
those are pretty progressive people.
We're watching this thing and we're just going, this is so easy. You could be popping these crowds and making money and selling shirts and all that, and why are you doing this right now? What is this?
Yeah,
what is this doing?
I have seen a few more comments in comment sections pushing back. Like, JCW fan hasn't watched it since Russo arrived. I've seen a few of those.
Wow.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. But Russo wants you to know that just because he's saved doesn't mean he's a prude. Okay? He just didn't understand what his contribution was to trash TV and this and that. And now, looking back, maybe he wouldn't do it the same.
The Undertaker's cross.
Yeah. And he didn't understand that, like what he was doing about that specifically, until he saw Mel Gibson's Passion of the Christ. Then he got it. This guy was going to do bitch slap.
He's got such a small brain.
Can you really see Russo watching Passion of the Christ and he's like, cross is a religion? Oh my God, what have I done?
It's so real seeing it like that.
I was there, bro. Hey,
Marissa Tomei brings it up in The Wrestler. Remember, she tells Mickey Rourke to watch it. She's like, they beat the shit out of this guy. You should watch it.
Great movie. So he just told Vince and Linda, look, if you want me to work in the magazine, that's all you think I'm worth, then I gotta go. Otherwise, give me more work. And he kind of listed everything he does for them. Vince thought he was selfish. And then Russo does a release, just like a no backbone thing. I'll do all the extra work for free. I'm not saying extra money. I'm just saying I want more responsibility.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to help you guys. Your business is failing. So, let's see here. What does he say here? He says, okay, sometime in early March 97, I could look up the exact date, but it doesn't matter. And he wants to reiterate, I don't remember things that aren't important.
Always convenient.
Yeah. I remember landmarks, times, and situations that changed the course of my life. And I just wrote Sable.
Classy woman.
There was a Monday Night Raw where they did a simulcast.
South Africa.
And he calls it the Trans Global Cluster. And he says, that doesn't even sound good on paper. It's like, yes, it does. Doing a sure, on paper, sure. They did it again with the Raw. And yeah, it didn't work out then either, but the anniversary Raw where they did multicast from different... Yeah. So Beth Zaza, Vince McMahon's assistant, calls. Vince wants to see you. By the way, I said you can, when he said I can look up the date that this all happened, because he says it was the day after Raw. Well, then look up the Raw at that time that was a simulcast. It's the Tuesday after. There you go. March 97. Vince calls him in and basically says he's got the Raw magazine in his hands. And he goes, the show should be like this. Ross is there, Pritchard is there, Cornette is there, Kevin Dunn, Shane. And Vince Russo's reaction to this validation, I had won. I had freaking won. I know, and he got there by being honest and also just playing the game smarter. I was going to work with Vince McMahon. Think and grow rich. I done it. And then he writes that he was already looking to what was next. He's never satisfied. Amy tells him that. You're never satisfied. Well, CD Warehouse has been open for less than 6 months and it is successful. So now what?
You should probably open a second location right away. Capitalize while the business is hot.
We see into the future. CD Warehouse. Vince doesn't see Napster coming. So here's the phone call thing. What if Eric Bischoff had called me back? What if Eric Bischoff had offered me a job? Well, what?
Yeah, you could say that about fucking anything, Vince.
Yeah.
WCW would have become stronger.
Wrong.
WWF would have become weaker.
Wrong.
Well, who would know? 5 years later, would Vince be the proud owner of WCW and everything associated with it? I'm not so sure. Russo says. Well, we'll never know. Bischoff, he probably wishes he'd called me now. What do you think? You think Bischoff has ever thought to himself, God, I wish I would have called Russo back?
No, I mean they've worked together. He knows what Russo does.
It just would have been one return
Right.
phone call. That's what he keeps writing it. One return. That's all it would have been. We'll never know. Put me in a box, run me over, torch me, then throw me over a cliff.
Gladly.
That's chapter 37.
Got a lot of thoughts going on in the mind.
All right, let's take a break.
Here, let's change that up. There we go. Now we got one stocking hat guy, one not stocking hat guy. All right.
I gotta say, this is for
what?
everybody because I put some older clips up this week.
Yeah.
In a sea of mutants covering wrestling on YouTube. There aren't three better-looking gentlemen talking.
You're gonna gas
talking
this
the
up?
game.
I mean, I'm thinking about people that talk about wrestling. I mean, I don't want to disparage
Who's the
anybody.
I mean, Sean Ross
Look,
Sapp.
I shook Thurston's hand. That's a good looking guy.
Okay.
Thurston,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, I'll give him that.
yeah.
Good looking dude.
I mean,
What does SRS look like? I can't really picture him.
he looks like me if I have no jaw,
Yeah.
just like a bitter beer face version of me. I hate to be mean, but
He's clearly a guy who has that beard for a reason.
I can't even smush my chin up that.
Corey.
We're
He's all behind the scenes. Yeah.
Larry's gonna have to cut all this because we're gonna start getting mean about looks.
Oh, we're live.
You know,
We could bleep. Why don't we bleep
you
it
know-
out? That'll be kind of funny, right?
Dave Meltzer's a handsome guy. I'll say it. For his
Alvarez
age,
is fine, right? He's an okay. looking
Alvarez
dude.
is a good-looking kid.
Yeah, he's got the
I'll say
boyish
kid.
thing.
Yeah. I don't know what Keller looks like. I've never actually have
Killer's okay.
He's
He's
fine.
an okay looking guy.
Scott
The old
Keith
guard's
was a very
okay.
portly man, from what I remember.
Yes, and they had bad hair from what I remember.
I'm sorry. Yes, and I might have given him the business on.
I think a
AOL.
lot of people did.
I actually listened to, I think it was Brian Solomon interviewing Scott Keith on a podcast. It was very interesting.
I'd love to interview Scott Keith.
Yeah.
Can we get him? We probably can. I could probably reach out to him.
He's got a book, right?
I don't know what do we
He's
talk
got
about.
several books.
You know what I would ask him about? Remember when he wrote that big King Lear thing about
Ew.
WWF and King Lear?
Yeah.
And how like David Shoemaker's probably made a whole bunch more money being a fake version of that kind of guy. How does
Oh,
that
yeah.
sit with Scott? That he essentially did that for free.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into it.
Yeah, he talks a little bit about the business of his writing, though. It was that was an interesting part of it.
I feel like all those guys are forgotten now, like the CRZ.
Oh yeah, there's a whole generation like that didn't make the transition from like traditional websites to social media. But man, that was it. It was so it was interesting how you had like little micro communities around these like sites and like even
It was more
personalities.
of a Wild West
to a
show back in
degree.
the 80s, no doubt about that.
Well, the
No, but
forums,
I agree. It was a wild. That's what I think
Yeah.
about it. Yeah.
all the forums,
Fucking
all
great.
the characters on the forums. I mean, Scoop this that became a thing. Do you
For
remember that?
fucking
Split?
Russia was meddling and everything.
Um,
Listen, the WWE's popularity, I've got questions. Why didn't Tony ever turn over that bot report? Why is he being silenced?
I was thinking about. Remember when CBS did the Sportsline, the Wrestling One website? Was it CBS? They basically they got up all they got the Rick Sky Heat from Online Onslaught. They grabbed CRZ. They grabbed Scott Keith. They grabbed Bob Ryder. They grabbed anybody and everybody they could. I remember thinking, oh my god, these guys are like actually getting legitimate. This is like a website made by an actual network trying to get in on the wrestling craze. And they all shut down their websites to start putting their stuff on there.
Well, Shane McMahon, when he was running like whatever division, the main WWE website was publishing like industry news from like TNA and like indies and all sorts of stuff. Yeah, it was different time, but it's all cool, man.
Now you have Jobber Nation and the guy on TikTok who reacts to the Cody Rhodes show. You know, he's going Nico, where he's going, oh, no, Roman, no. Why?
Well, the Alvarez reaction thumbnail.
That's crazy. Why are they doing that? Don't do that. Be different.
It should still be a fucking print newsletter, and that's it.
Correct. Here's the thing. WWE is never going... You will never be one of their preferred goody-good, you know what I mean, play nice people. So why are you sucking up to them? You're being phony by doing that, so why not be phony the other direction and just fucking work, you know... Do the hard journalism, man. Thurston's out there doing the work. Why can't you? You guys were supposed to be that.
Well... The other thing is to like Dave will distance himself from the whole thing. Like he's like, he just does the newsletter and the observer rate. That's all he does. It's like, but dude, it's Observer. Like anything that happens with that is on you. That's why you get all this shit when like things are even like on the peripheral. And he can't put one and one together of like how like Alvarez doing this stuff like hurts his whatever you would call it, credibility, his brand.
Yeah.
Look, Sean Ross Sapp will be the leader of wrestling media when Dave dies. That's fun.
Oh, no, not him.
Who else is there?
I don't know.
He's going to suck up all that oxygen. Right now, let's move over to wrestle boats.
Yeah, there's no one else really. Because Ryan Satin kind of gave up the game when he didn't get his contract renewed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's no one close.
Bill Simmons should just fuck with everybody and start a newsletter and get all the normies to subscribe and just crush them all. It'd be the dumbest newsletter you've ever read in your life, but...
What was that movie? His like list of like movies that I like watching or something that you had?
Most rewatchable since 2000?
Something, yeah.
Did we discuss that? We need to.
It's a good clip where his co-hosts laugh at him. He's got his... You know, he's very Vince Russo. Like, he has his sensibilities and they've never broken. The Sports Guy, ESPN2 website. The blog before
more
that.
More things, better days, yeah.
Vince Russo would like you to know Vince's house is phenomenal. It's got everything you could ever ask for. Here's his list. A pool, a complete gym, room after room.
What a wordsmith. Or a wordsman.
And the CC brothers manicuring the grounds 24/7. What is this, Scarface? And he's like, well, Vince earned it. And, you know, Vince Russo's living the dream. But there was one small problem. By Brian Gewirtz. I'm really butchering this. I can't even get through my own jokes I've jotted down. It's just bad. There's one small problem. He's working with James Cornette, also known as Jim.
Come on.
Look, Jim wants old wrestling. Vince wants new wrestling. They're arguing. Vince McMahon is not happy that they just bicker back and forth. It's like the Livewire episode. It's 1997, Jim. Oh, you know the year. Good for you.
I mean, the best. Correct me if I'm wrong, and this is an opinion, but still, 97 is the best year creatively.
I mean, I don't like it.
I mean, for the Russo time period. And I don't know, the main event storylines feel pretty common sense Cornette-ish to me. Kind of, one guy flowing into the next, the Shawn HBK, Undertaker shit. Yeah. You need to step back, and these two need each other, maybe.
I think it would help, different voices in the room. I think McMahon's got the right idea.
We stumbled upon this the other. It was the Cabinet of Rivals.
Yes, Vince has this team of rivals. So he says basically what the problem with Cornette's booking is that he doesn't respect your intelligence.
Yes, he does.
He thinks the fans are stupid. They'll just whatever you put out in front of them, they'll love it. They won't even question it.
Yeah, because a guy coming out of a box to beat the shit out of another guy fucking works.
I just was like, when is
Vince
Vince
basically taking two unconventionally looking dudes and making them to sex symbols? Beautiful Bobby, come on, that's pure sex.
Now, how is that better or worse than Vince Russo's booking philosophy, which kind of hinges on it's wrestling, it's fake, you stupid mock, it's stupid. What we're doing is stupid.
You want to buy into the show, man. That's why when I'm reading, if I was reading, I don't know, Game of Thrones or something, I wouldn't be like, this is fucking fake as shit. This is fucking bullshit. Fake. Boo.
Vince Russo books like an embarrassed fan who wants other embarrassed fans to watch.
Yeah, and so he's a hypocrite. He was just talking about he wanted Springer to be booked like it was.
Yep.
Well, he has an advantage over Jim Cornette. He's got a son, Will, who's 11. And so he's watching him. What's he into? He likes Tom Green. Remember Tom Green from MTV?
I do.
It was cool to put poop at the end of a microphone and stick it into some unsuspecting face for an interview. And I was like, I don't know if it was... I didn't watch that at the time and go, very cool.
I fucking hated Tom Green, though. I thought it was fucking... I was so above it.
It had a... we'll say 3-month period in 7th grade where it dominated our social lives.
Yes, you're going, no, this is interesting. And he wants you to know this is just his opinion. To be clear, this is just his opinion. Jim refuses to adapt to modern thinking. And he's just stuck in the 70s and 80s. And that's his choice. And if he would just adapt with the modern times...
Says the man writing a 2000s wrestling show in the year 2026.
Exactly. What's Vince Russo doing right now? All the Twitter feeds are full of, if you like wrestling how it used to be 20 years ago, you'll love this. And then he does the thing where he goes, we're just wasting Vince McMahon's time and money. So he has another meeting with Vince where he says, all he said was, look, me or James Cornette. That's all he said. And Vince chose him. So it's now just Vince and Vince. Hey, Bruce Pritchard's in over his head, and that's not a knock against Bruce Pritchard. He's just not equipped for the talent relations job. So, of course, he's like, that's his opinion. And, of course, he thinks that's why Bruce is trying to get back on the booking committee. Bruce calls Vince Russo into his office one day and says, people in the office don't want to work with you. Nobody. And then he named
Russo being obsessed and being stuck in 98 would be like in 1998 being stuck in 1970. Think about it.
Oh, yeah.
Same thing, yeah.
Dude, even Vern fucking Gagne evolved. Like, he wasn't doing the same shit. Like, it didn't work, but, like, he was trying different concepts with the tag league or the challenge. You know what I mean? Like,
sure.
Oh, wait, are you...
what's changed with the time? Like, he may be one of the worst examples of, like, being stuck in...
Oh, he's an Amber.
Their era.
Yeah, he's like the little mosquito in Jurassic Park in the Attitude Era. Are we blocked? Does he block the Workers Club? Did he?
Who?
Russo.
Oh yeah.
Oh damn! Somebody needs to just because
I tried
also
to gas him up for weeks, and I was like the only fucking reply. It was sad. I was trying to steam him up, but he wouldn't bite. So then I probably said something stupid and mean.
Well, also he only lets people that follow him reply, but somebody should reply to him when he's pumping up the Attitude Era thing. Be like, "Wow, this is like Jim Cornette back in the '90s. I love it." Just see what he does with that. So Bruce Pritchard even names names. He's like, "These are the people that don't like working with you." And then Vince goes to those people, and everyone said, "No, that's not true." Who was lying? So I took my case to Vince. And Vince calls Bruce. And then Bruce starts working with Vince Russo and being nice to him. What Vince said, he'll never know. And it was like, probably you need to be the guy that works with him.
Yeah.
And Bruce, as a loyal soldier, was like, "Yes, sir. I will put on the old slimy charm."
There was a chapter, by the way.
What's that?
That was a whole chapter.
Yo, Last Chance Politics. Yeah. Yep, that's it. Not even a page. If you lined it all up on a page, it was a paragraph split over 2 pages.
Working with Vince because he wanted to keep him at bay because he was threatened by him.
He will never know. He questions even now, was Bruce Pritchard ever sincere with him? So Vince has laid out that wrestling fans know it's fake, and that's what we need to go towards reality-based wrestling. Chapter 39. To this day, many fans still have the misconception that behind the curtain, the good guys really have to hate the bad guys. Vince, you can't do that. You've just spent your whole book saying that fans are smart and they know better, and that's why we got to treat them with reality.
This is 2004 or 5?
Yeah,
he's just booking for himself, though. That's what he thinks because he's a smart fan, but he's a dumb smart fan. You know what I mean? He's a fan who knows a little bit too much.
Yeah. All this to say, Brett and Sean did not like each other. Anyways, it's tangent time. We need to have a Russo.
That should have been in the name of the book.
Tangent time.
Yeah.
Man, the thing I miss most about New York is the talk radio.
That Mike Francesca, I tell you, he could.
You're right. Howard Stern in the morning, Mike and Mad Dog on the way home.
This piece of shit. Fuck you.
He's spitting out his coffee. He's laughing. Then he looks over out his window, you know, and there's some hot broad spitting her Starbucks mocha latte all over herself. Everyone's laughing at Stern. Call Stern Uncle Howie.
Ugh.
Save Vince jumps in and goes, "Wow, I can't believe what was important to me 2 years ago. I was really agonizing over things like talk radio." Like, you agonize about Paul Levesque booking now. What's the difference?
Well, and like you agonize over like sitcom stars that you wanted to have relate? Like,
he's got a pencil. He's chewing on it. He's on the couch. Amy, she's watching. You know, they're spending time together. He's got his hands in his head. Yeah, oh my gosh! What's wrong? What's the? I can't seem to get past this. What is it? Should the gal from Dallas be higher or lower than Sally Struthers? And who I would want to fuck? She's like, oh my god, what's this for? It's for my book. It's what I'm putting in the book of who I want to fuck on TV. Amy just looks back at Law and Order like, bury it, push it down, keep pushing it down. Then he wonders these existential questions.
She could be married to a real writer like Dick Wolf.
She's staring at the credit. Wow. Does he write about women he'd like to fuck?
Oh man, just thinking of Russo using CSI vocabulary is not great.
DNA.
Seminal discharge on her panties.
Well, you know what it would be? Russo would be like, CIS Miami, CSI New York. What's next? CSI Taliban. It'd be something. Why are there always so many cities? What's with chance? So he starts asking these questions to save Vince. Where have I been going? If I'm depressed, then would I be depressed now? He has all these existential questions, and he goes, "Thank God, those questions are never going to have to be answered because I found God." And then he does the thing we love. He puts in the book, anyway, comma, back to Sean. Why are we stopping the momentum for these tangents? Did they really have to be in here? This is a book he claims he went back to and edited it and took out salacious stuff.
Again, I don't think he's capable of working hard, and that's just his whole life. Is he floats parents helping him out, and then he catches on here. This isn't really a job, writing law. And he put equal effort into this fucking book and the next one. I mean, just this bullshit about writing it at 2 different times. Write one fucking manuscript. I don't care if you did one 3 years ago. Make a new one. It should be easy.
And the second one, he does that too, where he's like, I wrote this 5 months ago. It took him, 3 years? I feel like it took him a long time to write that book. I told you earlier that I was going to touch upon drugs, so I will. There's a drug problem in sports entertainment. And he talks about how all these guys are addicted to pills and they do recreational drugs and this and that. And I went, so Arezzi was right.
Yep.
Once, with my own 2 eyes, I saw a wrestler whose name I won't mention. So this must have been not the original draft. He went back and took out the name. I was going to name names. This wrestler was wheeling his tag team partner through an airport in a wheelchair, and this guy was comatose and foaming at the mouth.
Hawking animal.
See, this is why I think Russo didn't have any stories, because that's not even that big of a story. That probably happened every fucking night.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's not a crazy story. Crazy story is Sabu holding a handful of pills over Tammy Sitch while she's, that's a crazy drug story. Russo doesn't know that because he's fucking lame.
Yeah. I offered New Age Outlaws. Maybe them. Maybe Road Dogg's in the wheelchair.
No, they're
That's too
young
early.
Fucks. They're able to.
Yeah, they're
it's
not
probably Legion of Doom.
It's Hawk.
So he goes, somebody needs to wake up before it's too late. And
Was
then
Hawk dead by...
well, here we go.
Yeah.
Saved Vince comes in. Wow. I wrote that 2 years ago. Big boss man just died.
I wish you had Big Boss Man's music on cue.
Then he lists people that died since he's written the first part. Kurt Hennig, Mike Lockwood, a.k.a. Crash Holly, Mike Hegstrand, Hawk. When does this stop? And he goes in about how he wanted to help these guys. And that's the main reason I started my ministry. Did you guys know he had a ministry? I don't think he ever talked about actually having a ministry in the second book.
I don't think he does, no.
So, cut to, it's Easter morning. It's 11 a.m. I'm in the back office of my store, CD Warehouse. And I'm writing. And yes, we're open. Why do you think
by the foot traffic?
Why is he open on Easter Sunday?
You know why. It's dying.
Well, he says, he kind of puts a thing in there where he's like, I can't go into something right now because of legal issues, but let's just say I'm being sued for defamation of character. And I can't really say anything about that, but someone don't know what true character is.
Who was it that was suing him for defo?
Hogan, I think.
Yeah, okay.
So he goes, I'm working right now, not because I want to, because I have to.
See, now I want Hulk Hogan getting Mad Dog's contract in a lawsuit.
He's gonna run the beach shop.
Well, just yeah. Can you imagine Mad Dog chasing down the shoplifters at the beach shop?
Mad Dog, Mike Francesca, or Dogman?
Dogman.
Dogman. I was like, are you talking about Mad Dog Mike?
Dogman. My apologies to somebody.
Well, he has a family to support, and there's nothing that Vince Russo wouldn't do for his wife and kids except show up. And you know what? My own wife doesn't even understand that. This is why I wrote, oh Christ, here we go. She argued with me about going to work today. Like I wanted to do it. Well, I'll wear a blue collar over a white one any day.
Okay.
What are we doing?
Is we're working at a CD warehouse blue collar?
Not really.
Like, if you worked like at a grocery store in the back, I would almost say working in dairy would almost be blue collar.
No, definitely blue collar. That's different than fucking CD warehouse.
Working a record store. I don't even know if I would qualify you as retail.
I don't think you're even wearing you even get it's a cloth collar. I don't like.
Yeah.
It's barely retail. Like,
do the front of house Best Buy guys go crack a beer after work because they're such blue collar guys?
Yeah.
yes. Your nerves are fried from CD Warehouse from recommending the
alphabetizing all day.
A lot of times I've been asked by a significant other, why do you guys all have to go out and drink after? Because we were talking about Alanis Morissette with a customer for hours on end. That's why. So in his sojourn, travels, he's met many a men. Well, he writes, I've come across so many men, and I wrote, gross. Making $25,000 a year. You noted that? You're making $25,000.
Hang on. You know what I did last night? Al Snow puts like dad jokes on his Twitter.
Yeah.
I used one yesterday that I thought was funny.
How'd it go over?
It got the appropriate response of an eye roll.
What was it?
I'll look it up now. I have to. But go on.
Russo has met men making $25,000 a year, doing 60 hours a week. He's also worked. He claims he's worked with white-collar egomaniacs that make that in a week. And they don't know what they've got. He doesn't really say anything about the blue-collar guys, or he just says the white-collar guys don't know what they've got. Which is a weird thing to say because he's saying he's blue-collar, but he also doesn't spend time with his family. So it's like, what are we doing?
The hole punch was invented in 1886. And it was banned in boxing in 1887.
I like that.
It gets me.
That's a thinker. It's a thinker.
Since I was 22 years old, I've worked an average of 55 hours a week and most weekends.
No, you haven't.
Loser.
I made many sacrifices. I've earned my battle scars. But some people want to talk about my character.
You want to come up, Peanut?
Go for it.
Peanut butters.
Look in the mirror. Do you like what you see?
I do. I see a handsome man.
And this is Save Vince to back up. Not Save Vince. Though I clearly understood what I was talking about back then. I should have taken a closer look in the mirror. So, we're talking about Survivor Series. This is all to Survivor Series where he's like, by the way, I should say that I was privy to a few things with the Survivor, what was going on. But out of respect for Vince, I don't want to get into details. Oh, what a tell-all. He backs Vince at this time in his life. He backs Vince 100%, and to this day. He says that they just could not figure out the finish to the Survivor Series until it hit Vince Russo. Why don't we just do this? And he explains to Vince McMahon the finish.
You know what? Screw Brett.
Right. Sean puts on the sharpshooter, and they call it. Vince ponders, meeting ends.
Ugh.
Vince is keeping distant from him.
Wait. Who did he say suggested it?
Him. He says it's just him and Vince.
Okay.
Day and night, they talked. And he says, eventually he just goes, why don't we just do this? And he plays it out. And he thinks Vince is keeping his distance to protect him. And that's one of the problems in WCW that he had. Nobody was protecting him. And I was like, yeah, man, because in WWF, you weren't the head of creative. He was.
Your job was to protect everybody else.
Yes. In WCW, you were the guy. There's no one to protect. Why would you have someone above you? You were the guy. So he's watching Survivor Series, and they do the finish he described, and he goes, oh my God, they did it. And then he wonders, was Sean in on it? I would say yes, but that's only my opinion.
What an idiot.
Mick Foley walks past him and goes, Vince, you should be ashamed of yourself.
Oh,
interesting, because Foley tells that exact same story the same way. So it's fascinating.
My heart broke. He loves Mick. Can't believe a nice guy like Mick would say that. But he doesn't dwell on it long because it's on to the next story of, Vince got punched. Cut to, he gets a phone call.
You don't want to hear the truth about Montreal?
Sure, play it.
About Russo?
According to Cornette?
Yeah.
What's a screw job?
Infamous clip. Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't want you to see it then. It's him and Sean, though. But
yeah. Owen Hart calls Vince Russo on the verge of tears, says Russo. Brett's going to disown me if I don't, leave. You need to call Brett for me. Because he can't get a hold of McMahon. So, here's Vince Russo's first move after he says he will do it. I tried to call Vince McMahon. I guess looking to get his approval. And I was like, no, you did. You did to be like, maybe I can get a hold of him. Hold on. This is... So he calls Brett. And he says, well, Brett just saw me as one of Vince's stooges. Thank God he didn't know it was my idea. Brett says this, according to Russo, Brett says on the phone to Russo, Vince, you know what I felt like doing the next day? I felt like showing up at the building with a gun and blowing people away. And I believe that. Because Brett's weird like that.
Oh, no, he absolutely, yeah.
Brett said he was going to shoot, they shot his character in the middle of the ring.
Yes.
And they raped his character.
It'd be like raping the Hitman character.
Might as well just have me go out there and shoot myself. Yeah, I believe that Brett absolutely told somebody at some point,
blow my brains out.
Blow my brains.
No, he would have butt wired it.
He's doing this. Oh, I was thinking about the Dead Man Wire guy, that guy from History, because the movie's coming out where he's taking Vince around. He's got the Dead Man Wire attached to his neck with the shotgun. You don't know that story? There's a guy. We're getting into this. He had an issue with the mortgage company, so he went in and he grabbed a guy, and he had a wire attached to the shotgun, so if the guy moved or anything, there's any, he died or anybody dropped, that the shotgun would go off in his head. And then he took him back to his apartment. He cut a promo at a press conference about his financial troubles, all with this guy attached to his shotgun.
Oh wow!
And then at the end, when he gave up, he blew the shotgun off. And was like, I've been waiting 3 days to do that. Shit. It was real.
Okay.
So that's what I pictured Bret Hart doing that with Vince McMahon, wandering around the back of an arena, being like, "Don't move." In theaters soon, directed by Gus Van Sant. I think that might have taken place in Ohio. Not gonna lie, I think it's on Ohio. I think so. Or Michigan. One of those. I
thought you were talking about the Ohio one. Is the guy who had the bomb around his neck?
No, this isn't a bomb.
The bank. Yeah.
This is we'll look into it. Okay. I'll send you the trailer. So the rating for that by global cluster. 1.9. And so he says, look, you've heard all this stuff about how great it was back then. Let me lay it out for you. It was Vince and me, Vince McMahon and Vince Russo, okay? So, Raw ends. Here it is. Here's the breakdown. Raw ends. He goes home from Raw. He writes out all 11 segments. Right? He's trying to get everybody involved. So let's assume this is Tuesday. Raw ends at night. He travels. He's back home. It's Tuesday, right? Once he has an outline of 11 segments, he goes to Vince's house the following day, Wednesday. There I would pitch the entire show to Vince, and he would add his ideas. That would be a 10-hour day. It's just Vince and him at the dining room table talking about the show. For 10 hours. So, he gives Vince the big picture. Vince McMahon fine tunes it.
I mean, what was Ed Ferrara doing then?
He's not there yet.
Is
According
he teaching at Full Sail?
Okay.
No, I'm genuinely
he's
asking.
writing-
I'm not trying to be.
No, he's probably writing Duckman, honestly, or whatever TV show he was doing.
Does Duckman hold up? I don't remember it at all. I remember
Yeah, I
thinking
only
it was
remember
too
the commercials
Yeah,
because it was the USA joint, right?
yeah. Jason Alexander.
That's a big pass for me just on that.
Wow.
Now we see why maybe Seinfeld wasn't clicking for me.
Would you feel better if it was voiced
Abe
by
Vigoda.
the voice of the youth, Jerry Seinfeld?
Yeah, I would like Duckman. Yeah.
How about Kramer?
No, I'm not a big Michael Richards guy either.
You don't
And I think
UHF?
I've been proven right on that.
You
What's
like
that?
You don't like
UHF?
UHF?
Oh yeah, no. And I say that as somebody that Weird Al was his first concert. Look, Vince Russo wants to be clear. Oh, it sounds like Vince McMahon is doing a lot of the, he's giving the ideas, he's fine tuning it. He would not make drastic changes, to be clear. Just adding his 2 cents.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? He's tweaking. I'm making something out of nothing. So that's Thursday. No, that's not Thursday. That was still Wednesday. Then he goes, the next day, which was Friday, we've missed Thursday. It takes an average of 8 to 10 hours to put the show on paper.
Really?
Yeah.
Craziness.
He's writing out all the promos. He says he writes out every interview.
Dude, you know what I would do? And I just thought about this off the top of my head. Just get laminated cards of wrestlers' names.
Of course. They
Just
had
have
to
a little segment why you're an idiot.
You're saying do what
you
Lorne
don't know
Michaels
what Excel
does.
is? You don't know. You can't do tabs. You do not. Come on.
No.
I like that he puts, so everybody's seen Lorne Michaels' board where he throws up the cards of the breakdown that he looks at kind of for big picture. I like that he puts in here. He pre-tapes, live interviews, which each one written out, vignettes, commercial breaks, everything. And it's Lauren doesn't. I mean, there might be a card that says commercial, but he knows the beat, the timing of what do we do? What do you when you're listing commercial breaks, there's more time devoted. What are you putting in there? And ad break.
You should know how much time your A block runs, your B block, C block. Why you're.
Yes, this is not painful for him. So then on Friday night, he'd go to Vince's office with the formatted show, and Vince would tweak more. And they would go back and forth all weekend, and that was the system, and that was beautiful, baby. So, hey, by the way, the New York Giants, they moved in 1958. They're the San Francisco Giants. He's born in 61. His dad was a fan, so he's a fan. Every morning, my father used to leave me the scores from the West Coast on my night table, so that the first thing I saw when I woke up was how the Giants did. And I was like, the way you describe this guy in both books is what a loser he is.
Yep.
His best memories are with his dad going playing with the Abes. His dad's leaving him the score, the box scores on his nightstand.
I mean, I would say those aren't the best memories, but I mean, I do have similar memories. I loved going to see just mindless action bullshit with my dad. Talking bullshit baseball. That's good shit, man.
Yeah. Too bad.
Whoa, what are you guys putting in your book?
No, too bad he was cucked by the Fruitinator. Vince writes, the San Francisco Giants, it's his one and only pleasure. When the Giants are on TV, get out of his way. Nothing else matters. Don't bother me. Don't talk to me. Leave me alone. And guess what? When they're losing, also same thing. Same advice. So there's a whole chunk of the year where his family, he's inaccessible at certain hours, pretty much every day.
If you making yourself unavailable, okay. I will say I was considering bailing on JCW if the Bears playoff game was at night, which would have been a shitty thing to do. But
I'd forgive that.
No, yeah, that's.
But it's also kind of like a date night thing too. So you know what I mean? I'd be doing like the bullshit thing of like
date night is watching the Bears. It's changed.
But yeah, if you take your mood out, like if your mood is affected by your sports team performance, you're not allowed to watch. You're not mentally mature enough to.
Yes.
To a degree. Listen, if
he's 41.
It's a delicate balance, but like yeah, you can't it's not cool to bring other people around you down.
Yeah.
It's awesome. What is the best, though, is having a shared interest in said teams. But
he's probably zoning in because the fantasy baseball aspect of it. He's just deep. He's too deep. He's got his 7 teams. Working with what?
The people in his house and life just having to walk on emotional eggshells because who's a giant Barry Bonds?
Yeah. Barry Bonds is going for the record. Who cares if he's on steroids? He was that guy, right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, in retro, I've evolved and I am now that guy. At the time, I was like, this guy's a dirty, but now I'm like, especially when you look at the splits, like pre and post, I mean, 2 Hall of Fame careers.
I'm like that only with Roger Clemens. I think it's gross that him and his wife were doing it together.
So you think Roger should not be allowed because of his steroids?
Yeah, and also just his general, left the team. Yeah.
Okay.
His face.
Wasn't he banging that underage country singer?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, that's right.
I don't remember her name now.
I just remember when that story hit, they posted pictures of him and his wife is doing like the muscle thing, like in a couple of the showing her biceps.
Oh, Mindy McCready.
Working with Vince McMahon is like playing center field to Willie Mays, the say hey kid. Ugh. Anyways, he wants you to know that there was never any ulterior motives. Ever. He just wants to make things better. And I wrote, I'm telling you.
15, brother. Girl was 15.
Okay, so Roger Clemens should be in jail.
And she didn't have a good end. I mean, she's not with us anymore. You're a Sox fan, you don't like Clemens?
I don't. What do we got? One good year and
I'm
we
trying to
lost.
think of the biggest sports criminal I would apologize for based on like Homer affiliation.
I'm on Albert Bell's side for everything.
I think I'm like a lot of Red Sox fans. It's like, oh yeah, you can be like, whoa, wow, we get Roger Clemens. He was a young stud. Then Pedro Martinez blew him out of the water. So you can just you're like, I saw Pedro for many more years.
Yeah, that's a good take. It's like you've had a wealth of like pitching talent.
Mm-hmm. Josh Beckett was kind of fun to watch.
I
Either
was
had it.
Just gonna fucking say Josh Beckett.
Yeah,
piece of
he was
shit.
fun to watch.
2007 divisional series or the ALCS.
He either had it or he was absolutely getting homer. Everything was a home run. It was either or. You're like, he's locked in, or he reiterates, Vince didn't come up with the big picture. That was me. He brings up Madison Square Garden, Austin and Undertaker working a match where they were both faces, and he didn't want to do that Highway to Hell SummerSlam. And he says, hey, I could have told him, and I did. I was from New York, remember?
No, you haven't mentioned it at all.
I don't have anything. You'll be so happy. The bottom line, it's just like Vince McMahon is going to be the bad guy. He writes about doing the Rocky training segment with Shane and Vince. He wrote that, he says, because he's obsessed with Rocky. He writes, there was no doubt it was a Slammy Award winner. Vince, it's fake. Here's a tangent that he writes. After I left WWF for WCW, the WWF internet host on Bite This asked Shane McMahon, how do you feel about Vince Russo taking all the credit for the success of the WWF? It really hurt. I've never once taken credit for the success of the WWF, except this book right now. But that really troubled me that he left WWF and he's watching Bite This.
Oh yeah, that's sick. And he's traveling on the road too.
He's brought that up before. He's reading every newsletter. He's reading any random interview. He needs to know what people are saying. He's online.
He couldn't have
Tony Khan.
He couldn't have he wouldn't have existed as a writer if Twitter was around back then.
Oh no, he couldn't have survived.
So, he just wants to again say, I have no reason to lie to you. I was only writing the show. There was no team. And then he brings up, yes, there was Ed Ferrara eventually. Yeah, and there were other people. What's the one guy's name? He was kind of on SmackDown at the time, before Vince, I feel like, or after Vince. I can't think of his name. He's been there. He's been there forever, or he's been there for many years.
Lagana?
Maybe. I feel like there's another
guy.
There. There's been so many guys floating around, but that's the thing. And I think when people talk about a team, they're talking about JR, they're talking about Bruce, they're talking about Cornette, or
yeah.
Vince Russo would like you to know that he does not make a habit of making friends with the talent.
Mm-hmm.
Except, Jeff Jarrett, Disco, anybody that's a son of anybody that's second generation. He never really got close to Steve Austin, but there's one time that he remembers Steve being very kind to him, and it was when Owen Hart died, and Steve Austin came up to him and said, don't blame yourself, it's not your fault. And that's something he remembers fondly. Steve Austin absolving him. Moving on.
God never apologized to me anyway.
Yeah. That's his point, is that Steve held a grudge. And he was always kind of distant with people. But there's that one time. Shane McMahon, DX. He says that Shane McMahon was responsible for a lot of the look and the feel of the DX. He says that Shawn Michaels, Paul Levesque, and Johnny Lauer represented what was cool and hip in American culture at the time.
Excuse me?
He remembers Jim Cornette at Vince's dining room saying Triple H will never draw a dime in this business.
Listen, I didn't go to public school. Maybe the demographics are different.
Yeah.
98, I'm a freshman. Okay.
Yeah.
There weren't more than 2 kids who were going to be wearing wrestling gear to school.
Yeah.
By 98, yeah, no, you were solidly uncool if you were wearing wrestling by then.
Yeah. Their reach is so much smaller than they think it is.
You're saying Shawn and Triple H wearing chef hats, holding sausages, isn't hip and cool?
No, that was. it was by 98 it was like they're fucking around with like Leno and shit, and I forget what's going on the Raw side, but
well, the invasion.
Yeah.
That changed the course of the Monday Night Wars.
Yes, we're about to get into that. No, Russo has a course correction for Jim Cornette. He's drawn 1 billion dimes. Somebody do the math on what 1 billion dimes is. It's probably like $100.
Well, it's 10% of a billion, so it's 100 million.
Is he even gross that? 100 million?
I don't know. Probably not.
To Russo's point that he was big picture and Vince McMahon just kind of tweaked things. Vince McMahon was the one that said, I'm going to put the New Age Outlaws with DX. Russo didn't see it. He claims Vince pitched him on the idea, like sold him on it, which he didn't have to do. Here's Vince Russo's idea. Let's declare war on WCW. Tangent alert. Last night I brought my kids to see Tenacious D. Here's how he describes Tenacious D. Jack Black is the guy who was just in Shallow Hal with Gwyneth Paltrow.
Oh, boy.
And Kyle Gass is an amazing, fat, bald comedic genius who can tear the house down with an acoustic guitar. Why do you have to put a fat bald? Why put that in there?
This is so stupid. I don't know.
And then Vince Russo asked this eternal question. In the year 2002, a fat, bald guy with an acoustic guitar is tearing down the house?
Yeah.
By the way, the D is a gimmick. That's what he would like you to know. And why were Will and VJ the only 2 kids in the house? He's looking around. He just sees adults. He sees no children, just his children. Well, he believes in exposing his kids to things. And he asks, is this wrong? And he says that Amy and he fight about it. And he says, you know, you can put boundaries, but he wants the kids off the leash. And then Save Vince comes in. Was something wrong with me or everybody else?
Hey, at least he references Fritz the Cat.
He does. He does. He says, I don't want him to draw Dr. Seuss and find out the Cat in the Hat is really Fritz the Cat. Out there pawing every animated feline he can get his claws on.
He thought that was naughty when he was in school.
So he says, you know, oh, wow, I can't believe I said everybody else is wrong. I'm right. I'm saved now. But you know what? Even though I've been saved, I still believe in letting your kids being exposed to the real world.
Well, I'll agree with him. I won't hate on the man.
I'm just reading it out. I'm very honest. I don't know if I would take her to a Tenacious D show.
Yeah, that's true too.
To be clear, the kids are like 11.
Young man thing. Right?
My first concert was, and I was taken to by by a couple of my friends' dads, and they were probably Russo's age. But it was Aerosmith, and I feel like that's kind of an appropriate concert for a junior high kid. Is that too rambunctious?
No, they didn't have any girls taking their tops off.
I mean, yeah, but
okay. I'm just wondering how rowdy it was.
I would say this: these kids are 11 right now in this story. They're 11. I think if I was 11 and my dad is standing there and I'm standing there, and Jack Black starts saying, "I'm gonna fuck you sweetly," I'm gonna fuck you. Well, I would start feeling incredibly uncomfortable.
That's how I felt when I was 14 and I saw Beyond the Mat in an empty theater and Jake the Snake's talking about his 3 ways. My father is the straightest straight man, like, just very serious. He doesn't make, when sex doesn't get brought up in the house. And Jake's talking about toys and watching.
Yes. Young.
But you know what happens over time, oddly? Those conservative people who, we didn't have a beer in the house, we didn't talk about sex. They'll make jokes about their sex life in front of me, whether I want to hear it or not. It's like they've lost their filter in their old age. Yeah. It's amazing. I don't know if that's happened to anybody else. They give no fucks anymore, I guess.
Yeah, I think everybody hits that limit.
I think the wife's been told details I don't even want to know.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it's that serious. Pills were involved.
Gas station pills, or what are we talking?
Anyways.
Roland doing Molly?
I gave him gummies. That's as far as it went, as far as I know.
Morning, Bob Weir doing some.
Yeah, Vince Russo's just asking for one of his young sons, to look at him and go, "Dad, when Jack Black said I'm going to ball you discreetly, what does that mean?"
Well, then he's going to learn.
What are cock push-ups? Well, he explained it in the bit.
Look at this mark. Look at this.
All you need is one
mark over here,
dude. I was a little bit older, but yes, I was a big fan of Tenacious. Still, well, I was, and then there was the drama where Kyle Gass kind of got fired from the band. You know about this?
Yeah, it happened just a couple of years ago.
Not that long ago. Jack Black. Somebody asked him, "Do you regret it?" Huh?
Has it even been a year?
It's been more than that, because it was when Trump had the assassination attempt, and Kyle Gass said if only he'd been an inch on stage, if only he wondered. And then they canceled all featured tour dates, and Jack Black was like, "I got movies to promote." Well, now how are things? So, his kids have noticed now that Saved Vince's dad was different. They liked this new dad. This new dad was cool and hip, without even trying to be. Dad is happy now. We need to be like Dad. So WWF is doing their invasion on WCW. And he thinks the fan at home is saying this, quote, "Man, I don't believe the Spaldings on these guys."
Oh, Jim. I mean,
Iron Mike. Iron Mike is, we all know he's involved.
I'm impressed with how fast you're going through these chapters. I
don't have a lot. When he starts recapping the WWF stuff, I'm like, whatever. And again, Vince Russo, creative genius. He gets told that McMahon wants to bring in Iron Mike, and he says, "I'm not sure about that."
Well, one thing though, Brett lays out Summer of '97 in detail.
Yeah.
I would think Russo would be like that with some of these ideas, and he's not with any of them.
When he's pressed to put out some of his best ideas, it legitimately is like
the Zamboni,
Mae Young. Yeah, like it's stupid shit. We've done it. Goldust. He said the Goldust stuff is some of his best bits. What else was Double J doing something or other? It's nothing nobody ever really remembers.
At OJ's house. Yeah.
I liked this because we did Tim Hornbaker's book. Vince Russo heard a rumor that Vince McMahon was going to manage Mike Tyson's future boxing career. Which, in my mind, I was like, so somebody was like, that his dad used to do like boxing and stuff. Like his family comes from boxing.
Vince did. Vince promoted a Sugar Ray fight in 1989 that did terrible.
There you go. And so then somebody was talking to Russo and was like, maybe he's like going to promote like Mike, like take him on or something. And Russo's going, oh. Here we go. Strap in. This is what I wanted to get to. The secret weapon. They're missing something. They've got DX. They've got Austin. They're fighting back. What are we missing? What's the something that's going to push them over the edge? Perhaps a little pinch of sex? Mm-hmm.
I'm glad I didn't cut you off and then the show before this.
Vince says he's not going to go on another TNA rampage here. He's not going to do it.
Gentlemen. I'm a gentleman.
But he would just like to, and also it's because, look, this is what the audience wanted.
I don't want to get any of this heat.
Gosh,
but Vince Russo knows this. He knows this. The only reason he watched the movie O, released in 2001, starring Julia Stiles.
God, how low are we going?
And what's his name? Malik. The other guy also from another bunch of teenage. Directed by Tim Blake Nelson, weirdly.
Wow.
He sat through that movie because he wanted to see Julia Stiles naked.
That's weird.
What year did this movie come out?
That's what I was just going to look
I've
up.
got all the information for you.
Listen,
Because I was like,
a lot,
Julia,
MrSkin.com.
I was like, Julia. I was like, Julia Stiles, interesting. Here's the thing about this movie, and I can answer Vince why he's severely disappointed. There's no nudity in the movie. Which he says, there's no nudity, so just pass on the freaking thing. This is why, Vince. This movie was filmed in 1999. Julia Stiles was born in 1981. It wrapped when she turned 18. It finished filming when she was 18. She turned 18. The movie didn't release until 2001 because of Columbine, because there's violence in the high schools, and so they shelved it. So Vince Russo in 2001 is watching a 17 to freshly turned 18 Julia Stiles going, where those titties at?
What are his thoughts on American Beauty?
You know what they are.
He's just going, bro. Hey, Rockstar, Mark Wahlberg, remember that movie? Saw it in the theater myself.
Peanut butter.
Would have been a hit if Jennifer Aniston just would have took her top off.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. I think she's a terrible actress.
Sarah Michelle Gellar had a no nudity clause. Guess I'll never see one of her movies. But somebody I will see.
Hang on, you know what's sad is we don't even get a saved part after this.
It's later. It's so much later.
Okay,
and he doesn't really go like, oh, whoops. He's just more like, he will see Alyssa Milano in anything. Look, he doesn't care if Alyssa Milano's in a movie, straight to home video. As long as it's rated R, and he might see something, anything.
God, he's so repressed.
Listen, do you guys think OnlyFans has become a problem in the Russo household?
No, I think he fucking sticks to this, and that's why he's... If he was acting out on these things, he wouldn't be so pent up.
Interesting.
Wouldn't be writing so sexy about fucking Jasmine St. Clair in 2026.
Should I alert Vince Russo to the subreddit? Watch it for the plot. Would that
Probably.
would he be hanging out in like the bathroom too much then at that point? Is he okay?
He's a psychological case. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, Vince Russo asked, do I have a problem?
Yes.
Well, he agrees. Hell yeah, I'm a male.
Oh,
I'll
boy.
take anything.
But when it comes to fucking your wife, I can take it or leave it.
He did write that. I'll take anything. Jules Asner in a tight shirt with no bra. Jennifer Love Hewitt in a tight bra with no shirt. Give me anything.
Is such a problem.
Well, we gave them something. We gave them Sable. I would just like to add that even though I am personally a huge fan of the boob in the butt, the bottom line is it really doesn't matter. It's not about what Vince Russo wants. It's about what you wanted. Disregard all previous writing of Vince Russo where he's slobbering. All that matters is what the fans want. That's booking 101. And then Save Vince finally comes in. What made me tick? Why was I writing all this? Talking about Sarah Michelle Gellar's nudity clause and Julia Stiles. I was trying to be cool and hip to impress you, the fan. Keep in mind, he's writing this to nobody in this world. So what's he talking about? That he wanted as a 41-year-old to publish this book and have the fans be like, oh, he likes boobs and butts? Cool. I like boobs and butts.
That's what he thinks. That's kind of like the 3 or 4 guys who post about JCW lately. That's what they act like they want. They are. Yeah. That's his. There's not a ton of them.
Hey, Nani.
Yeah.
He goes, I was 41.
That one's creepy how he's quiet about it.
Doesn't want Amy to hear.
Hey.
Once he heard the door close, that's when he hit
Oh, hey, nanny.
That's him reacting to something, and this is him asking her about sex.
Hey, nanny.
And then him
Oh, hey, nanny. Hey, nanny.
All right.
I'm 41 when I wrote that. You really think I wanted to see Buffy in the buff? I didn't. Christopher, I didn't. It's just about pleasing you, the fans. He's playing a character to please you. He's trapped. What cost? He wrote all this stuff. Sex, violence, drugs, nudity, homosexuality, transvestites, men beating women, killing small household pets, castration, incest, demonic worship, demonic sacrifices, blasphemy, degrading the cross. I thought you wanted it, so I dished it up.
That was all over the place in the late 90s. The religious... I guess Marilyn Manson. Okay. He probably was watching the VMAs.
I wanted you to accept our product. What's crazy about this is Paul Levesque is still trotting this out. He just did it not that long ago, a couple of years ago, on a retrospective. He was like, are we the bad guys or the people that were tuning in week after week, making us popular?
Mayor to society.
So that was his downfall. He's doing all this stuff, going against God, and thus the depression, the distant marriage, the darkness, the pain, the misery. That's a sentence. He brings up Bob Ryder, calling it raw as porn in December of 98.
Rich from Bob Ryder.
Yeah.
Bob Ryder describes a Mark Henry segment and goes, why? What is this for?
Bob Ryder supposedly doesn't have much room to talk.
Yeah.
Is he still alive? I thought he had passed.
He's dead. Yeah. Why, you want me to libel him now? Because I'll see what the allegations are. But I think it involved one of the naturals from TNA.
Just remember that Bob Ryder looked like a high school teacher of mine.
He looked like Bob's Burgers guy, right? Kind of.
Teddy?
Bigger.
I don't know, Bob.
Oh, maybe
Vince Russo says Bob was right and he was wrong. So he's both, just like Vince Russo is. He's right and he's wrong. Anyways, Reno Mero is coming out to promote the cologne. She's getting a big pop. Vince is like, hey. He's going to McMahon. Hey, we should be pushing her. We should be using her. Listen, the crowd, look at her. Look at her. And you know what else he thinks? Maybe she can get on Howard Stern.
God.
The boys are jealous of Sable getting involved in wrestling.
Did Sable ever do Stern?
I don't think so, but I'll look it up.
China did, right?
He
Yeah.
brings up people.
Yeah. I mean, as a mess. Both.
He brings up people shitting in Rena's bag.
She was on March
Sable?
99. I don't think it's well regarded though, because she's not interesting.
She probably was just like, oh, how, like, just not answering anything.
Yeah.
Stephanie, that was fun.
Vince Russo has a hot take on Vince McMahon. He loves Vince McMahon, but he thinks, and correct him if he's wrong, when it comes to women in the business, in his humble opinion, Vince has a sexist attitude towards women. That McMahon might not be willing to push them.
How is he get past like any HR screening at like, any company?
Well, no, he's saying this about McMahon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
McMahon.
saying one thing he's
That's
noticed was that Vince McMahon can be a little bit sexist towards women. He remembers Vince being...
Vince is the majority shareholder, and that's his opinion. Listen, he's a businessman.
How dare you quote Steve, and he's not even going to listen.
Listen, Vince McMahon, he was the only one who had the balls to stand up to the Saudis.
That's true.
He didn't do the Royal Rumble there. He's not giving him a WrestleMania. Vince fucking stood fucking MSB
saying that
face, and he said, cut the fucking feed.
Flew out of there and left his plane full of wrestlers on the runway.
Are you saying Paul Levesque would be like, guys, you're on your own. You might be
Vince did that. He took Brock, right, I think, and
yeah. People negotiating to get on Vince's plane.
What a hero.
It's like Saigon.
The last chopper out.
What was the song they were playing? Was it White Christmas, I think?
On the radio? Yeah. No.
Yo, you guys don't know that story?
No.
So they wanted to play a song that would like indicate that like something, one, that all like Americans knew, right? But two, that would indicate something that like something's really fucked up going on. So they started playing White Christmas on a repetitive loop. So that was kind of the like, oh, okay.
That's dark.
Yeah. Well, so is Bing Crosby, though, so it fucking fits.
He remembers Vince McMahon being very proud of beating Rena and Mark in their lawsuit. And he's bragging to everybody that they didn't get anything out of him. But here's one of his favorite stories about Rena Mero Sable. Mark Mero, her husband, comes to Russo and says, this swimsuit contest coming up.
Oh boy.
Sable wants to wear a G-string with latex hands over her breasts.
She did, really?
Now,
no,
Vince
I'm like
Bruce,
not trying to be like.
That's what Mark Mero. He says that Mark Mero said that was her idea.
Okay.
Now Vince Russo gets odd here. He says, "You've got to understand, I would never act on it. But I was still a male, and I was smitten with Rena at the time." This has gotten. I started getting kind of uncomfortable reading this because he was talking about the Sable meeting and all this, and how she's the perfect woman, and he's never seen anybody better, and da 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 da. And right now he's writing that
this was the save?
He's like, I had a crush on her. I was smitten with her. And I would never act on it. It's very chaste. But then he says this. Mark knew it. I think everybody knew it. And that's maybe why she had a lot of heat. And it's like, wait a minute. You're putting in your book that you think everybody on the roster knew that you had some kind of hang up on Sable.
That's weird.
That's crazy to put on in your book with your fan. Like, I also had a hang up on Sable. Everybody knew, including her husband.
Yeah.
Like, what was he doing that he thinks everybody knew? Is he being that fawning? Is he being that like, shit? Like, bro, you should have seen.
Was he helping her like put on the G-string? Like,
he tells Mark, well, if that's what she wants to do, I can't stop her. Man, here we go. Strap in. Here we go. Man, I couldn't wait to see this. Let's face it, this was the closest I was ever going to get. Then he brings up The Woman in Red with Gene Wilder and Kelly LeBronc. He's just talking about having a fantasy woman in your mind. And how close are you ever going to get to that? Well, the pay-per-view couldn't come quick enough, even though that was a Raw, was it not? The handprints, wasn't that just a regular Monday night, or was that a pay-per-view?
No, that was Fully Loaded 1998.
Okay.
So that was my first show back as a fan in 2.5 years.
Had it changed?
I had watched one Raw, and everyone's like, this is what wrestling is now. I'm like, this is fucking wild, you know? And so then my buddy got Fully Loaded. He ordered it. I got over there, and our minds were blown. I remember watching the DOA versus the LOD, and it was depressing.
I brought this up before. All I can ever think about with that stuff, and at the time too, maybe I'm just a broken person, is the way Jerry Lawler hops around. The bouncing up and down is weird. How he freezes his arms and his legs, and he kind of manages to be like bang, 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 like a cartoon.
No, it's oh man.
And his face.
Is that the Super Soaker segment?
No.
Jerry Lawler he should have been on Stern as part of the crew. He would have been good, right? Oh, Howard. Oh, he would have sold it. And then when something is going wild in the studio, he's hopping around going,
Jerry's got this weird, like,
He's not serious, though.
he's got this schoolboy, like,
Yeah, it'd be weird.
he's
Yeah,
not gonna
fire
outwardly
Jackie.
say, like,
Fire Jackie. Get Jerry
on the
Lawler in there.
Sybian.
Yeah, Jerry Lawler. Well, you know what would be happening if somebody got on the Sybian in front of Jerry Lawler? All of a sudden, just the mask falls off and he gets real serious, real quiet. And you're like, are you good? He's like, just watching. And you're like, oh, I don't like that. Oh, no.
God.
So Vince can't wait to see this. And so it can't come quick enough. Tom Buchanan, to people that get a name shout out, somebody was like, I can't remember. They like Tom Buchanan, photographer for the WWF. If he missed this one, I was going to hurt him personally. So an hour before the show starts, Mark Merrill tracks me down. Says, Vince, come with me. I want to show you something. I'm sweating. I'm flushed. I'm faint. I need air. I want to puke. He brings me into his locker room. Arena comes out of the bathroom. She's got a G-string on and 2 hands painted on her bare naked bazooms. Mark says, what do you think? I'm Ralph Crampton. Humna. Now, Vince Russo has a self-reflection point where he goes, thinking back, I think Mark did that on purpose to see my reaction. It's like, you think he just wrote that everybody knew you had a crush on her, and he isn't going like, look at this schmuck. Let me show you something there, brother.
First of all, he brought her to sign his contract for a reason.
Yes.
Correct.
This is, and also I think there are stories in the sleaze thread, the Tony Khan sleaze thread, about Sable and Meryl. You can look those up for yourself. I don't think this should be out of character. That's all.
Well, Vince Russo appreciates it.
That's only speculation.
And he applauds the Merrows on their confidence in their relationship.
Okay. I
And
believe as he's writing this, Brock has her in the death clutch.
There we go. You ready? Because then he goes, I stay in contact with Mark and Rena. This is such a 1-2 punch of 2 sentences. I stay in contact with Mark and Rena. The only problem is that since Mark became Rena's agent, he doesn't let me talk to her anymore.
Whoa.
Well, after reading this, he's definitely not going to let me talk to her. That's what he writes.
Oh, buddy.
And then he goes, well, anyways, they're great people. And then Save Vince comes in. Wow, can't believe I wrote all that. Anyways, Rena left him. She's with somebody else now from the wrestling business.
Okay.
And all this made me think of is the WWF. There's been claims that there's a problem, or there has been in the past, with writers and the women's roster. And they go, well, let me write something for you. Let me work on something with you. And they get the phone number. And then the women have to deal with texts and phone calls. And, okay, I'm good. And, yes, okay. Just checking in on you. Hey, I'm all right, I think
you're
maybe
saying this?
I've seen alleged stories from women talking kind of in generalities.
Okay.
That there
wasn't just Gewurz wanting to go shoe shopping.
Gewurz do it. He did the shoe shopping with somebody. Who did he shoe shop with?
No, I'm kidding.
I believe it. Who did he had a crush too? Didn't he? I feel like he had a crush.
I don't know.
Did he not? Didn't he write about a crush in his book?
Yeah.
No? Oh, you don't think? Oh. It's Crush's Edge. Speculating. Well, I don't know. Do you think Vince Russo's a problem?
Yeah, that's a big problem. I never knew that everyone knew about his little obsession.
We did it. We caught up. My God, we did it. And we have basically maybe 3 episodes left. That's it. Maybe.
Yeah, not the speed you're going. Where'd you even stop? You're moving so fast.
The next one is he's going to talk about the Rock and Sock. Probably no notes on that.
Oh, okay. 252. Oh, God. Okay. Yeah.
I know. I feel like it's going to... That's why I'm like, it's going to speed up.
It's a long one, too.
Vince Russo. Why is he so... The horny repressed horny Vince Russo is the worst Vince Russo. It is. It truly is. It's not criminal, but it's fucking weird.
Sorry. What about horny Vince Russo?
It's just like that's.
Again, he's like Catholic guilt to the nth degree. Like he never outgrew it.
But now it's like it's curdled, where he's like, women, the Me Too movement. What's that about? I'm Mr. Weinstein now. So yeah, we'll see how the JCW storyline goes. He had some bugaboos. Why he has a bugaboo on a woman accusing of him sending pictures, we'll never know. People say write what you know, but I don't know if Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon definitely wrote what he knew. So if somebody was suing him or Vince Russo, I don't know. All right. Are we good? Bye-bye. It's Wilson again. That was fun. I bet it was the best episode ever. You know what you can do to help the workers out? Rate, review, all that good stuff on whatever app you're listening to. Tell us how much you love us. If you want to contact us, it's theworkersclubshow@gmail.com. We got a YouTube, The Workers Club Podcast, a Blue Sky, theworkersclub.org, and we have a Discord where the invite link is left in various places. I'm sure you can find it. That's it. Thanks for listening. Appreciate it. Bye.
Smile and love each other.